Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training website, passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I will teach you how to prepare for a budget analyst interview. So if you are applying to become a budget analyst with any company or organization, make sure you stay tuned because I promise to help you pass your interview at the very first attempt. And to achieve that goal, this is what I will cover during this tutorial. Number one, I will give you a list of budget analyst interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for. These questions come up all the time during budget analyst interviews. Number two, I will then give you two very important tips for answering each of those interview questions correctly. Number three, I will then give you an example top scoring answer to each of those budget analyst interview questions to help you pass at the very first attempt. And then finally, number four, I will tell you where you can instantly download these slides and my full set of 21 budget analyst interview questions and top scoring answers in a PDF guide. And just very quickly, if you are new to this channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's really important. Thousands of you are passing your job interviews at the very first attempt. I can only help you if you are subscribed. And please give the video a like because that tells me you find these tutorials useful and it also motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you very much indeed. So the first budget analyst interview question I recommend you prepare for is tell me about yourself. Here's two tips. Tip number one. So this is going to be the first budget analyst interview question you must answer. Make sure you use powerful and impactful words in your answer to describe yourself. And tip number two, I recommend practicing your answer to this first interview question several times before you attend your interview, because this will enable you to give a confident response and it will also help to build a connection with the hiring manager. So here's my top scoring example answer to help you. Tell me about yourself. Here we go. Thank you for the opportunity to be interviewed for this position today. I would describe myself as a competent, attentive, and fast-working budget analyst who focuses on my employer's commercial and financial objectives in my work. I have held several positions where I developed diverse skills and qualities, including excellent analytical and mathematical capabilities, in-depth working knowledge of all Microsoft applications, including Excel, strong communication skills, and a proven track record of forecasting and budgeting in line with regulatory requirements. In my last role, I was often praised by my manager for my ability to foresee potential budgeting issues and communicate these to internal departments with clarity and professionalism. If you hire me as your budget analyst, I will take responsibility for my ongoing development, so I am always useful to the company, and I will work with you to ensure your financial planning is aligned with your strategic and commercial goals. So that's a strong, confident answer to that first interview question. Tell me about yourself that will help get your budget analyst interview off to a flying start. Now, you can either pause the video if you want to and write down the questions and answers as we work through them together. Or if you wait, I will soon tell you where you can download my full set of 21 brilliant answers to budget analyst interview questions. Here's the next question for you. Why do you want to be a budget analyst? Tip number one. So this next question comes up often during budget analyst job interviews. It is assessing your motivations for wanting to work in this type of career. So make sure you have genuine reasons ready to give. Tip number two. Now, good reasons for working as a budget analyst include the value you can add to a company, the routine, and also the security that comes with the position, because good budget analysts will always be in demand. Here's my top scoring example answer to help you. Why do you want to be a budget analyst? Here we go. I want to be a budget analyst because I enjoy working with numbers, like routine, and thrive on finding solutions to budgetary and financial challenges. I also enjoy the sense of achievement you get. Being a budget analyst is an influential role because you can help an organization plan and achieve its goals, meaning the senior management team values you. Finally, it is a job that will always be in demand. And because I am seeking long-term employment with your company, the position suits my personal and professional goals. That is a brilliant answer to that second budget analyst interview question. Why do you want to be a budget analyst? Now, don't go anywhere because I still have more questions and answers to work through with you. But when you're ready, click that link that has appeared in the top right-hand corner of the video, and you can head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download my full set of 21 budget analyst interview questions and top scoring answers in a PDF guide. But here's the next question I recommend you prepare for. Tell us about a time you worked with a difficult individual or team. Wow, this is a tricky question to answer correctly. Here's 2 tips. Tip number 1. So this is called a behavioral interview question, and it is assessing your previous work performance. Tip number 2, I recommend giving a specific situation you've been in where you overcame a difficult team or individual to achieve your goal as a budget analyst. Here's my top scoring example answer to assist you. Tell us about a time you worked with a difficult individual or team. Here we go. In my first job as a budget analyst, I was working for a company whose employees were not financially responsible. They wasted supplies and resources and made requests for finances way above the company's forecasted income. Now, whenever I pushed back on their budget requests, it created conflict. Now, to resolve the situation, I arranged a meeting with the permission of the company owner to speak to all employees about how we needed to be more responsible moving forward with the company's finances. Now, before the meeting, I considered the message I wanted to get across, how I was going to communicate it, and what I needed from everyone moving forward. Now, after explaining the company's financial situation and how we could collectively improve things, the working relationship improved significantly, and financial and budgeting planning moving forward was a success. That's a great answer. It shows you are a responsible budget analyst who has the confidence to deal with difficult teams or individuals. Here's the next question. Why do you want to work for us? Here's 2 tips. Tip number 1. Again, this question will come up during your budget analyst interview. Make sure you conduct some research into their company before you attend the interview. Tip number 2. Now, good things to say include being attracted to their culture and values, their reputation, their track record of success, and also their plans for the future. Here's my top scoring example response to assist you. Why do you want to work for us? A company's culture, values, fiscal responsibility, and plans determine whether I want to work there or not. Now, after researching your company, when I saw the job advertised, I was confident this would be a place I could make a positive difference in my work and help you achieve your financial goals. I also want to work for you because you have a great reputation in the industry. People I have spoken to who have worked for your company previously have said nothing but good things about the working environment and the way in which it is run. That's a really positive answer that shows you have considered carefully why you want to work for their company. And more importantly, you are saying you have researched their organization. And that means you are far more likely to stay working for them for the long term. And that will be attractive to the employer. Here's the next question. How do you prioritize your tasks as a budget analyst? Here's 2 tips. Tip number 1. So this is another difficult budget analyst interview question that is assessing how you will take responsibility for your workload. Tip number 2. Now, the best answer is one where you prioritize tasks based on the organization's objectives. But how do you do that? Well, here's a brilliant top scoring example answer to assist you. How do you prioritize your tasks as a budget analyst? Here we go. I prioritize my tasks based on the needs of my employer. Now, when I join an organization, I speak to my manager to obtain a brief of what my exact responsibilities are when things must be completed by, and what I can do to help the organisation achieve its financial and budgeting goals. I then create a list of tasks and duties I am responsible for, including timescales. I colour code each task based on urgency. So red tasks come first, amber tasks second, and green tasks can be left for when I have more time available. I also leave time during my working day to respond to pressing issues and budgeting queries from my manager, internal departments, and employees. That's another fantastic answer. And you can see how these responses are going to help you pass your budget analyst interview at the very first attempt. Here's the next question. What are your strengths and weaknesses? So this is another question that will come up during your budget analyst interview. Now, I recommend giving 4 to 5 strengths and then just one weakness that is not a match for the job description. Tip number 2, don't say your biggest weakness is perfectionism, because that's not a good weakness. A lot of candidates say, oh, my biggest weakness is I am a perfectionist. You should be perfect in your work anyway, or strive to be. So don't say it's a weakness. Here's my top scoring example answer to assist you. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Here we go. My strengths include my knowledge of budgeting, compliance regulations, and proficiency in the use of all Microsoft applications. Other strengths include my fast pace of work, responsive nature, and interpersonal skills. I build positive relationships with everyone in an organization, from team members, managers, and company owners, and I will do all I can to assist the organization in its budgeting and financial goals. Other strengths include my confidence, honesty, and the way I communicate difficult messages to people. If I have concerns about budgeting, I will share them as soon as possible, because I want my employer to have the information they need to make important decisions. Now, my weakness is I don't like asking people for help. I take pride in my work and try to figure things out for myself if ever I am unsure. However, I am trying to be more mindful in situations like these and utilize my professional network and other people's knowledge to access advice whenever needed. That's a really good answer. You can see I have front-loaded the response with lots of really good strengths, and then I'm just giving one weakness that basically shows I take pride in my work, and that's not a bad thing. So it's a good weakness to give. Now, the next thing to do is to make sure you click that link in the top right-hand corner of the video, head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can instantly download my full set of 21 budget analyst interview questions and top scoring answers, including the ones we have worked through together today. At the very least, go through to that page, because included on there are 3 smart questions I recommend you ask at the end of your budget analyst interview. So at the end of your interview, the hiring manager will say to you, do you have any questions for us? Make sure you ask smart questions. Don't ask questions about salary, time off, perks of the job, or holiday entitlement. Instead, ask 3 questions that show that you will care about their organization in the role of a budget analyst. You can find out what those questions are by going through to my website. Please also make sure you hit the subscribe button. As you can tell, thousands of you, and I mean genuinely thousands of you, have been passing your interviews. I can only help you if you are subscribed. If you're subscribed to my channel, I can help you to negotiate a salary when you get offered the job, get promoted as you progress throughout your career, and also anything else you need assistance with throughout your career as a budget analyst. I am here to help you. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you. Also, give the video a like. It's a small ask, but it really does motivate me to create more content for you if I see you liking the video. And you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It's always a pleasure to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting my channel. And I wish you all the best for passing your budget analyst interview. Have a wonderful day.